Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
Can I thank Deputy Coppinger for putting forward this motion as well, and can I pay tribute, as others have, to those in the public gallery for coming here today and for having the courage to speak up and to advocate and to campaign on this issue. And your presence is hugely important, because if you listen to the government and if you listen to the contributions here, you might think that there is a very clear determination to address the scourge of gender-based violence, but the facts that have been outlined in the motion and repeated by some of our contributors here suggest we are a very, very long way, and the government is a very, very long way from taking the actions necessary to address this shameful, horrendous, frightening situation. And that's what these figures are. The fact that more than half of women have suffered sexual violence, either as a child or as adults, is absolutely shocking. That more than a third of them have suffered that violence at the hands of a partner is absolutely horrendous and frightening. The fact that 1 in 4 LGBT people have suffered abuse and violence, and that 72% of LGBT people suffer verbal abuse is horrendous. The Natasha O'Brien case, I mean, to me, just in one case, summed it all up, that a 24-year-old woman walking down the street who intervenes on behalf of somebody who is being subjected to homophobic abuse, then herself gets violently assaulted in public by somebody who does it in a way where they think it's acceptable, and then has to fight for some kind of justice in terms of the response of the state to that horrendous situation. And I hear others referring to other cultures and so on, and you often hear that about and rightly so in some cases, about the treatment of women, but these statistics are some of the worst in Europe and testify to the failure of successive governments and our society to deal with an absolutely toxic, poisonous, dangerous, criminal violence against women, LGBT people, and people based on their gender. It is absolutely horrendous. And the state doesn't exactly send out a good signal in terms of the way we deal with people who have been victims of that violence, has been referred to by others. I heard the Minister sort of boasting about the 12 additional refuge places, a pitiful number last year, 12 extra, against a background where we are not even close to meeting the Istanbul targets. I suspect those 12 could be in Oireachtas, my area, which is one of the counties that hasn't had refuge space at all up until very, very recently, and where Istanbul would require, just in that county, 48 places. There was a recommendation for 24, but what we've actually got is 12. And of course, they are oversubscribed, massively oversubscribed. There's no prioritisation for women suffering domestic violence when they have to leave their home and find themselves homeless. And I've even had cases of women who went into a refuge and were then evicted from the refuge after a number of months and put into emergency accommodation. If that's the sort of signal the state sends out about how much it cares about the victims of this violence, it hardly sends a good signal about the seriousness of the state to deal with it. I just want to deal briefly with the issue of the notes on the counselling sessions. And just one observation on top of the other ones. If we do not do something about this, and we look at the low levels of people taking cases, are these two things not connected? A tiny number of victims of gender-based violence actually go to the state in order to seek justice, It's precisely because of things like that. Why would you, if the notes that could be used in counselling and therapy could then be handed over to the victim and made public? It's an active disincentive to seek justice or indeed to seek the therapy you need after the traumatising experience of being a victim of such violence.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.